Hey guys, welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video. Today we have an interesting topic to talk about, and basically we're going to be talking about why John Marston was tracked down by Edgar in the first Red Dead game. Why did Edgar come after John? Now some of you may say, oh well, John Marston was a part of Dutch's gang. This is why Edgar tracked him down and wanted John to find the rest of his gang members so Ross can finally put an end to Dutch. Now, part of this is true, but we get more details in Red Dead Redemption 2 towards the actual ending of the game. If you guys don't know, and spoiler warning, this is a huge spoiler, so if you guys aren't, caught up with Red Dead Redemption 2, if you haven't completed the game yet, I will highly advise you to click off this video until you catch up on Red Dead 2. But with that being said, let's continue. So, at the end of the game, John Marston finds out where Micah and Dutch has been hiding. This point in time, a few years has gone by since Arthur Morgan's death. If you guys don't know, Arthur Morgan died mostly due to Micah. And the reason for that is because Micah was an informer for Edgar and the Pinkerton agents. So once Dutch and Micah has been found by John years later, John goes up against Micah and Dutch, and soon John is left killing Micah. Now the reason why this is important, as I said earlier, is because Micah is an informer. He's basically like working for Edgar and what Micah is doing is that he's giving Edgar information on Dutch's whereabouts and maybe where Dutch might rob or where Dutch might run off to hide from the law. So eventually, after a while, Micah isn't reported in to Ross. Edgar eventually goes out and investigates the last known location that Micah and Dutch were at, which at the end of the game it was on top of a snowy mountain. Edgar finds Micah's body, of course, and he does investigating. He starts to look into how Micah died, who killed Micah. Maybe it was Dutch, maybe it was John, maybe it was just some random person. At this point, Edgar has no idea, but he does some investigating, and eventually he finds out that John is the person that killed Micah. Now, because John Marston bought his ranch, Beecher's Hope, which is very close to Blackwater, the same place that he robbed years prior. Good job, John. It wasn't too long before Edgar found out where John lives and basically just track him down. Now, because of this, at the start of the first Red Dead game, we see that John family has been taken, and that's because, well, Edgar found out where he lives. So Edgar kidnaps his family, and then the start of the first game happens. Now, it's interesting to think about, because if you guys don't know, at the end of the first game, John actually ends up dying. Edgar turns his back on him, he breaks the deal, and he goes and kills John shortly after John is reunited with his family. This would have never taken place if John did not kill Micah. And it's kind of sad to know, because John, towards the end of the game, starts to have a strong connection with Arthur, starts to treat Arthur like a brother to him, and he just really starts to care for Arthur and wants to do nothing but follow Arthur's words and his rules and whatnot. And interesting to say, but Arthur is always quoting what Dutch has quote, which is, I think, like, it's pointless to take revenge, and John went against that and took revenge. And because John did that, Edgar found out that John was the one that killed Micah. Edgar finds out where John lives, Edgar Ross kidnaps his family. Edgar Ross forces John to find his old gang members, Dutch, Bill, and Javier Escuela. Sorry if I butchered that name. I'm not good with Spanish names. And then shortly after, John is reunited with his family, and then John dies. All of that could have been avoided if John listened to Arthur, or Dutch for that matter, and just did not go the revenge route. Now, wow. I mean, it's crazy to think about, guys, but that's basically kind of that's pretty much the full story of John, the full story of the first Red Dead, the full story of Red Dead Redemption 2. All because John took revenge. Everything in the first game happened. If John didn't take revenge, everything in the first game would not happen, because Ross would not have no reason to go after John, because he would still have Micah, who is still connected to Dutch, and Dutch is the person that Edgar Ross really wants. He does not care as much about John as he does about Dutch. To him, John is just a normal criminal who will be dealt with later on in the future, whenever that would be. But right now, his main priority is to deal with Dutch. Well, because he can't deal with Dutch, he's going to go to the next best thing, John, which is the only person who is even close enough to Dutch, still alive, or at least still in the area that could help Ross, find him. But anyways, if you guys enjoy this topic, I'm going to do more things like this. It's very interesting to think about. Like, I went back and rewatched the credits that plays after the ending, the actual ending. And I went back and rewatched the credits, and I noticed all this stuff just going on, and I'm like, wow. Like, this explains everything. This connects everything. This is the reason why John's family was taken. This is the reason why John was sent after his gang members. This is the reason why Edgar Ross was tracking him down. It all makes sense now. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and hit the notification bell too, because I will be posting more Red Dead content in the near future. Sometime next week, I believe Red Dead Online comes out. Don't quote me on that. We might get something pretty big in terms of Red Dead Online next week, probably even this Friday, to be honest. But soon Red Dead Online is going to release. It's either releasing somewhere between my best guess would be the 23rd of November all the way up to the 30th. So in between that time, we may get a release date, or we may get just Red Dead Online right then and there. But anyways, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.